Okay, go ahead and start the clock. I value your time, so I want to get you this information about Gainesville as quick as possible. Let's go ahead and start off with a visual aid. So as we look at the map here, the entire state of Florida, you're gonna have Gainesville here in north central Florida. We're looking kind of at the panhandle, north central Florida. You've got Gainesville right there in the middle, panhandle side, state capital in Tallahassee. Then northeast of Gainesville, you've got Jacksonville, about an hour and a half away. And if you wanted to go south to Orlando and Tampa on the other side, about 2 hours away, you've got Orlando with the theme parks, or Tampa about 2.5 hours away. And then of course, Miami all the way at the south tip of Florida, about 5 hours away. But if we're looking back at north central Florida, that's going to be one of the big benefits to Gainesville is that location. You're inland, safe from the storms, but also only about 2.5 hours away from all these other major cities. If you wanted to hit the beach, a lot of Gainesville natives are going to go over to Crescent Beach at St. Augustine. It would take you about an hour and a half. Or something a little bit closer on the Gulf side, you could go over to Cedar Key, get some great seafood and just beautiful scenery, only about 45 minutes away. One of the major benefits to Gainesville is going to be that centralized location in the state. As you can see, these coastal areas are really what gets hit hard by those hurricanes that everyone's always worried about. But when you're as far inland as Gainesville is, you really don't have to worry about them nearly as much because they get downgraded to tropical storms. They just have so far to reach, and once they get off of water for that long, they weaken. So a lot of these coastal areas will end up actually evacuating to Gainesville, which again is one of the major draws to the city. Now, overall, Gainesville is going to be a small to medium-sized town with a population right around 150,000 people. Gainesville is going to be most commonly known for the University of Florida, which accounts for about 50,000 of those people. It's also where Gatorade was created, or if you're into music from the 70s and 80s, this is where Tom Petty is from. When it comes to weather, you already know it's going to be hot and humid. It is Florida. But one thing you may be underestimating is going to be the pollen and the allergies. If you're prone to allergy issues, buckle up, because living in Gainesville could be a bumpy ride. Gainesville does fall in a medium to high range when it comes to pollen. Since our winters don't get very cold, the allergy season can basically be year-round. It will usually peak around April, May, and September. We will average about 2 weeks with temperatures dropping below freezing. What? But overall, our winters are usually around 40 degrees and then still warming up to the upper 50s, maybe even 60s. Here we do have a subtropical climate with sunshine almost year-round, but in the peak of summer, you can expect those temperatures to be closer to 100 degrees.
It's like a sauna in here.
But the silver lining is that doesn't even last that long. And when the rest of the country is freezing their butts off in January and February, here in Gainesville, we're still having 70-degree weather. Now, the cost of living in Gainesville is often considered moderate compared to other cities in Florida. Housing is typically going to be the biggest factor, with home prices and rents generally more affordable than other cities like Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, there are often options that fit pretty much any budget. For example, in Gainesville, you can expect a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with about 2,000 square feet in a popular area to cost about $400,000. Now, utilities and groceries can sometimes run higher than expected, especially during those peak summer months when air conditioning is a must. During that time of the year, our family spends about $330 on electricity for a family of 5 and roughly 2,500 square feet. Now, transportation costs are something else to consider. While Gainesville is a smaller town and somewhat bike-friendly, if you're not a student living near campus, you're likely going to need a car, and gas prices along with maintenance can still add up. Overall, Gainesville offers a good balance. It's not going to be the cheapest place to live, but you definitely get a great value for what you pay. When it comes to the local job market and economy, Gainesville is heavily influenced by the University of Florida and UF Health. The University of Florida is going to be the largest employer in the area, and then there's UF Health, which offers a wide range of job opportunities, especially in healthcare and research. Beyond that, we do have some major players like Exactech and Infotech contributing to the local job market. Gainesville also has a growing tech scene with small startups popping up and making big waves. That said, the job market can feel somewhat limited if you're not in education, healthcare, or tech. High-level corporate roles are rare, and some industries like manufacturing and finance are a little underrepresented here. When it comes to things to do, Gainesville offers a little something for everyone. If you're into nature, you'll love spots like Devil's Millhopper, Paynes Prairie, or Lachua Trail, where you can hike, bike, and soak in the outdoors. For sports fans, catching a Gator game at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium is a must, but there are endless options when it comes to college sports to take in. If it's art and culture that's more your style, there's the Harn Museum of Art and the Florida Museum of Natural History, which even has the Butterfly Rainforest. Then downtown Gainesville also has a great vibe with local restaurants, craft breweries, and live music venues. And throughout the year, you'll find farmers markets, festivals, and other community events to check out. With that said, compared to larger cities like Miami, Atlanta, or LA, Gainesville is going to feel a little quiet or even boring. You may have to put in a little bit more effort to find things to do, but there are options out there if you're willing to explore a bit. Stop the clock. Start a new clock. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, my name is Donovan Arnold, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Gainesville, Florida. I put out these videos to share with you exactly what you can expect if you're moving to the area. We talk about things like the best schools, the best places to live, and all the things there are to do here in Gainesville. If you don't want to miss a thing, make sure you start by clicking the subscribe button. Also, click the bell so you get notified anytime I put out a new video. Okay, start the clock. Gainesville is fortunate to have some of the best healthcare facilities around, including UF Shands Hospital, which consistently ranks high in several categories. We also have the Shands Children's Hospital, the Cancer Hospital, and a variety of specialty clinics staffed by amazing doctors. In my case, when our son was born prematurely and needed extra care, having access to such top-notch facilities here in town was invaluable. Instead of worrying about being transported to another city, we were able to stay right here in town and get all the care he needed. However, getting in to see those amazing doctors can sometimes be frustrating. Recently, we've dealt with multiple situations in trying to schedule appointments, and they're booking us 3, 4, maybe even 6 months out. It's a common issue that's happening with a lot of people, and it's getting a lot of complaints. But again, it is great in Gainesville to have that amazing healthcare, but you do want to be aware of potential delays and plan ahead to avoid any surprises. With Gainesville being a small to medium-sized town, as long as traffic isn't too bad, you can get just about anywhere in 20 to 30 minutes. Let's go back and take a look at the map. So here you've got all of Gainesville. Gainesville is pretty much divided along Newberry Road with north and south. And then you've got I-75 going across. So you've got the University of Florida right here, kind of centralized to town. Then the airport out in northeast Gainesville. That's also where some other industrial work is being done, the warehouses, that sort of thing. And then you've got northwest Gainesville on this side, which is going to be known for all of the parks, playgrounds, a little bit sort of older area. I would say homes in the 80s, 70s, that sort of thing. Back closer to campus, you also have Midtown and then downtown Gainesville, the Duck Pond area where the historic homes are going to be. And then if you want to consider any sort of new development and all the growth, that's all happening on the west side of I-75 out towards Newberry. You've got Hale Plantation, a very popular neighborhood, Oakmont, and then into Jonesville with town of Tioga. And again, just where all the growth is happening, you can kind of see as things get a little bit more spread out. You know, a lot has developed out this way, but there's still some more room to grow. When it comes to education, Gainesville offers a variety of strong options for both families with school-age children and those pursuing higher education. Public schools here are managed by the Alachua County Public School System, which has a solid reputation. According to several sources, the district ranks among the top in Florida, consistently earning positive reviews for its academic performance and diverse programs. For higher education, Gainesville stands out as the home of the University of Florida, one of the most prestigious public universities in the South. UF attracts students from across the globe and offers a wide range of academic and research opportunities. Santa Fe College is another gym in the area, and it's been recognized as one of the top community colleges in the nation. Whether you're looking for quality K-12 schools or advanced learning opportunities, Gainesville delivers on all fronts. And now for probably the most important topic, the thing I get asked about on almost a daily basis, it's going to be crime. No, we didn't make it. That's okay. If you want to know about crime in Gainesville, you can just watch this video. I sat down with an ex-police officer and asked her all the questions that you want answered.